no one saw this moment coming. Just a few days after turning 39, love and marriage, Huntsville star Melody Shari surprised her fans in a way that left everyone talking. She showed up at a hospital not alone, but with her children to visit someone no one expected, her ex-husband Martel Holt. Yes, the same Martel Holt whose messy and very public breakup with Melody had viewers divided and heartbroken. So naturally, this visit raised a lot of eyebrows. Why now? Why bring the kids? And what exactly happened in that hospital room that got social media buzzing more than ever before? Let's break it all down. Fans of love and marriage, Huntsville know that the history between Melody and Martel is anything but smooth. From emotional interviews and public accusations to court fights and cheating scandals, their split was one of the most intense and heartbreaking moments on reality TV. So when word got out that Melody had gone to visit Martel in the hospital and brought their 4 kids with her, it was hard for fans to believe. Was this an act of compassion? A sign of healing? Or was something more going on? What Melody revealed later had everyone talking and rethinking everything they thought they knew about the former couple. Rumors first started swirling when cryptic posts began showing up on social media. People noticed some strange activity on Instagram stories, followed by whispers from a local Alabama gossip page saying Martel had been rushed to the ER. At first, there weren't many details. Some fans assumed the incident was caused by stress. And let's be honest, Martel has had a lot going on lately. Between a tough custody battle with Melody, struggles with his businesses, and non-stop drama on social media, it wouldn't be shocking if the stress finally caught up to him. Others speculated that maybe he was pushing himself too hard. He's been promoting his fitness ventures and staying in great physical shape. But the talk really took off when Melody herself spoke out. Melody went live on Instagram with a calm but serious tone. She wasn't glammed up, and her voice was thoughtful. She said, "Sometimes you have to put pride aside when the father of your children is going through something serious. At the end of the day, he's still a person and their dad." That was the confirmation fans had been waiting for. Martel really was in the hospital, and Melody had visited him. But what shocked people the most? She wasn't alone. She brought their kids with her. Anyone who's watched their story unfold knows how tough the divorce was on the children. They've witnessed arguments, public fallouts, and a whole lot of emotional pain. So for Melody to bring them to see their father in the hospital, it meant something deeper. It wasn't just a kind gesture. It showed growth, strength, and maybe even forgiveness. Photos later surfaced, showing Martel lying in a hospital bed, looking tired but alert. Melody stood beside him, wearing a hoodie, arms folded. Their kids were there too, offering gentle smiles. The image quickly made the rounds online. Thousands of fans commented. Some praised Melody for putting the children's well-being first. Others weren't so sure. Was it a genuine moment or a quiet signal that the two might be reconnecting? Melody went live again shortly after. She didn't give too much away, but hinted that forgiveness doesn't always mean getting back together. It just means healing, especially for the sake of the kids. As the speculation grew, fans and bloggers wanted answers. What exactly happened to Martel? At first, no official statements were made. But sources close to the situation started leaking information. According to insiders, Martel had been dealing with chest pain and shortness of breath for days. He had brushed it off, thinking it was just stress or exhaustion. But then one morning, as he was preparing to take a phone call about the custody case, he collapsed. Emergency services were called, and Martel was taken to a hospital in Birmingham. Doctors diagnosed him with a cardiovascular issue, possibly early signs of heart disease. He was kept under close watch for irregular heart rhythms and high blood pressure, both believed to be triggered by prolonged stress and lack of rest. For someone like Martel, who always seemed strong and full of energy on TV, it was a wake-up call. If you followed Martel's journey, you know he's been through a lot. Being on a hit reality show means living under a microscope. Add to that a very public divorce, constant criticism, and personal scandals, including an affair that resulted in a child outside of his marriage, and it's clear the stress was building. Even though Martel tried to co-parent and improve his image, the road hasn't been easy. Court dates, heated interviews, and negative press have followed him everywhere. And just weeks before his health scare, he had gone unusually quiet on social media, something fans noticed right away. An anonymous source from the Love and Marriage, Huntsville production team shared that Martel was supposed to film new scenes for the show that week, but backed out last minute, saying he didn't feel well. No one thought it was this serious, the source said. He looked tired, but not sick. We never imagined he'd end up in the hospital. So why did Melody visit him? And why bring the children? According to people close to her, she was unsure at first. When she heard Martel was in the hospital, she had to think carefully. Should she go? Would it be the right decision to involve the kids? But in the end, she chose to show up. Melody later explained her choice in a private message shared by a fan account. "This wasn't about us," she reportedly told a friend. "It was about showing our children what it looks like to be strong, kind, and forgiving. That doesn't mean I'm running back to the past. I'm just showing them how to lead with heart." Those words struck a chord with fans. This wasn't a PR stunt. It was a powerful example of maturity, an effort to teach her kids something valuable through action, not just words. So now the big question remains, was this a one-time visit? Or is something deeper happening behind the scenes? For now, there's no clear answer. Melody hasn't suggested that she and Martel are reconciling romantically. In fact, she's made it clear that this visit wasn't about rekindling old flames. It was about family, compassion, and being there in a moment of need. Still, the moment has fans talking. Seeing them in the same room again peacefully with their children brought out strong emotions across social media. Some viewers are hoping for a full reunion. Others think it's best for them to remain apart, but continue showing respect and support for the sake of their kids. One thing is certain, Melody's actions spoke volumes. Her choice to put the past aside and be there for Martel during a scary time reminded everyone that co-parenting isn't just about court dates and arguments. It's about showing love and humanity even when it's hard. As soon as word got out that Martel Holt had been hospitalized, the internet exploded with reactions. But what truly caught people's attention wasn't just that he was in a hospital bed. It was the response from Melody and their children that had everyone watching closely. For years, Martel has been known as the proud, emotionally distant, and sometimes arrogant ex-husband. He's been a target of harsh public criticism, often for his choices during and after his marriage to Melody. But what unfolded after his hospital visit shocked even the people who had already judged him the most. Instead of posting a typical update or press release, Martel broke his silence in a deeply personal way through an Instagram story. Just one day after Melody went live on her own page and a photo from the hospital room leaked, Martel appeared in a video from his hospital bed. He wore a gown and looked weak, clearly tired, but more than that, he looked reflective. For the first time in a long while, Martel looked vulnerable. His tone was soft, his speech slower and more thoughtful than usual. "Sometimes, God puts you in a place where you have no choice but to sit still and listen," he said quietly. "We're not promised tomorrow. Yesterday showed me that. But seeing my kids walk into that room meant everything to me." He didn't mention Melody directly, but the emotion in his voice spoke louder than any name. Martel continued, "I've made a lot of mistakes. I'm thankful for second chances, not just in life, but in love, and in becoming a better man. I've hurt people I cared about, and I'm still working on fixing that." One particular sentence stopped everyone in their tracks: second chances in love. That short line sent fans and followers into a frenzy. Was he hinting at wanting Melody back? Or was it just an emotional moment after seeing his children and recognizing how far he'd fallen? Things took another turn when Martel posted a black and white photo the next day. In it, he's holding his youngest son's hand from the hospital bed. The caption read, "No cameras." No fame, just family. A follow-up post added, "I'm staying here for them." Within hours, the posts gathered over 80,000 likes and thousands of comments from fans, fellow cast members, even celebrities. But what really got people talking was what Martel said next. "I'm not perfect. I've made choices that let a lot of people down, especially my ex-wife," he admitted. "But seeing Melody in that room with our children reminded me that there's still mutual respect. And maybe that's where healing can begin." His words hit hard. It wasn't just about him anymore. It was about growth, about change, or at least the hope of it. Still, not everyone believed it. Some followers accused Martel of using the moment to shift public opinion. They pointed out how perfectly timed his posts were and how vulnerable he suddenly appeared right as his show, Love and Marriage, Huntsville, is gearing up for another season. One popular reality TV blogger wrote, "This is classic Martel. He knows how to play the public. He's smart, he's rebranding." But others saw a different side. "People change," one supporter wrote. Maybe this was the wake-up call he needed. Some even suggested that Martel might be trying to win Melody back. According to someone close to the family, Martel has been reaching out more often in recent months, trying to show he's turned a new leaf. This health scare might have given him the perfect chance to show the world and Melody that he's serious. However, Melody has made it pretty clear she's moved on. She's busy with her music label and continues to share powerful messages about independence and self-respect. Her life seems focused, full, and separate from the man she once married. Still, Martel's recent emotional posts, whether heartfelt or strategic, have added a new layer to their story. One thing is obvious: Martel is trying to rewrite his image. Whether it's true personal growth or a carefully planned comeback is something only time will tell. But at the heart of this entire situation are the 4 children they share. Malaya, Mariah, Martel, i.e., and Melanie have grown up in front of the cameras, with their family's happiest moments and hardest struggles broadcast for the world to see. In the early seasons of Love and Marriage, Huntsville, viewers saw them having picnics, enjoying family dinners, and attending school events together. Over time, those joyful scenes turned into ones filled with arguments, heartbreak, and emotional distance. So imagine how powerful it must have been for those kids to walk into that hospital room, to see their father, someone they once saw as strong and unshakable, hooked up to machines, quiet, and possibly scared. One source who was present described the moment as almost silent. When the kids entered, no one said anything at first. There were no tears, just a heavy emotional pause. It wasn't awkward. It was a pause filled with all the things that hadn't been said between a father and his children. Melody, according to people close to her, prepared the kids ahead of time. She told them to bring light into the room, not fear. She encouraged them to show love. The kids even made handmade cards filled with hearts and simple messages like, "We love you, Daddy," and "Come home soon." A close family friend said, "The moment they walked in, Martel changed. His eyes welled up. He reached for their hands. It was like a piece of the old Martel came back." It's easy to forget that behind all the drama, behind all the Instagram posts and headlines, these are real kids. They don't care about public image. They don't understand PR tactics. They just want their parents. They want safety, love, and stability. And for just a few minutes in that hospital room, that's exactly what they got. Let's not pretend everything is perfect. These kids have been through a lot. Mariah, the eldest, has shared her confusion in past episodes, asking why her parents don't live together anymore. Martel, I once copied his father's tone during a disagreement, showing just how much children absorb from their environment. These moments go beyond television. They show the deeper wounds children often carry during divorce and public scandal. Experts in child psychology often stress the importance of routine and honesty during co-parenting. It seems Melody understands this. Despite all the pain Martel caused, the cheating, the public embarrassment, the drawn-out custody battles, she still put her kids first. By bringing them to see their father in such a delicate state, she gave them something rare, a chance to show empathy. But the big question remains, will this moment of unity last? Some people close to the family say the children have been more emotionally open since the visit. They're calling Martel more often, drawing pictures of the whole family together, and even telling friends, "Daddy's getting better." Others are more cautious. They fear that seeing their parents together again, being kind and calm, might give the kids false hope. They might begin to imagine their family reuniting, something that may never happen. And sometimes, holding on to a fantasy can hurt more than accepting the truth. Melody seems to understand this fine balance. In a now-deleted Instagram story, she reportedly said, "My children should love both of their parents. That doesn't mean I lie to them. It means I protect them from unnecessary pain." It's clear, the children, not the gossip, not the fame, were at the heart of this visit. Still, the emotions keep building. A few days after the hospital moment, one of the children reportedly asked Melody, "Are we all going to live together again someday?" It's a simple question from a child's heart, but one with no easy answer. For some, this hospital visit could mark the beginning of a new chapter, a healing one. For others, it may just be a sweet but brief moment in a story filled with complications. But one thing is certain, it left an impact. On Martel, on Melody, and most of all, on 4 children just trying to make sense of the world around them.